You have been given a question here and you have been told to factorize completely the expression. So let me just be able to first jot down the question. So the question says factorize completely the expression 75x squared less 27y squared. And you see, if the question says factorize completely, then that means you're supposed to actually have several steps getting done in ensuring that this expression is completely written down in its simplest form. So I can just first be able to get to that point of getting any common divisors that I can use in simplifying this expression. And of course, brackets must be able to get used in this case. So first, I'm going to actually get any common divisor between 75 and 27. And of course, x squared and y squared does not, as a pair of two very important parts of this question, any common divisor. There's nothing similar between the two except one as a number or a numeral. So the common divisor of 75 and 27 can be 3. So I can just say 3 into, so 3 goes into 75, how many times? 25 times. Then we shall have our x squared, then less 3 goes into 27, 9 times. Then we shall have our y squared. Now, further looking at the expression, I do not have any other common divisor between 25 and 9. I've told you, don't bother so much about x squared and y squared because there's nothing that seems to be similar between the two that you can use as our common divisor. So we shall just work on 25 and 9 because nothing can actually get used as a divisor between these two numbers. So next, we shall actually employ that concept that says a minus b then a plus b. This is one of the three very important identities of quadratic expressions. And of course, the other two are a plus b squared, then a minus b squared. So the first one is a plus b squared. The second is a minus b squared. And the third is a minus b, a plus b. So this is the first identity of a quadratic expression or the first derivative of a quadratic equation. This is the second derivative and this is the third derivative. So let me come back here. If I have been given a plus b and I have to square this, what do? I want to actually derive a quadratic expression that has this format. Then, without any further struggle, I just come here, I pick the first part, then square. So I'll just say a squared. So I'll have a squared, then plus. I come back here, I say 2 times b times a. 2 times b, 2b. 2b times a, 2ab or 2ba. So I'll have 2ab. We better leave it as ab in terms of having that right order in which these letters are written alphabetically. Then plus, then I square the last part. So that's going to be b squared. Let me repeat. I pick the first part, I square. So that becomes a squared. Then I actually say again, 2 times b times a. So 2 times ba, that becomes 2ab. Then lastly, I pick the last part, then square. I'll have b squared. Okay, the next identity or derivative reads a minus b, then this one gets squared. So what do I have? I take the first part, I square. So I'll say a squared. So I'll have again a squared. Then I say minus because the sign here is negative. Then I come here and say 2 times b times a. 2 times b times a. I'll get 2ab again. Then lastly, I'll have minus b squared. Just like the way I said, b squared. I got b squared. So minus b squared, I'll get plus b squared. Why? If something negative gets squared in mathematics, it turns out to be a positive what? Answer. So let's get back to this. So I've actually taken the first part, a plus b, a minus b. I want to multiply these two. There's nothing to struggle on this. I just take these two and write them in this format. A squared minus b squared. So when there is an expansion between a minus b, a plus b, the resultant answer becomes a squared, then minus b squared. Look at that. So I'm actually going to take this to be my a squared, then this to be my b squared. Look at that, because they're in that format. So I'll just retain my 3, then I open brackets. So instead of rewriting 25x squared minus 9y squared, I'm going to rewrite that in such a way that I'm going to have a minus b. Look at that. Then I'll have again a plus b. Correct. So how do I take this into this? Or how do I take this into this? I'll come to this 25. I get its square root. What do I get? 5. I come to x squared. I get its square root. I get x minus. Look at that. So I'm rewriting this into this format. So I just come here. I take this 25. I find its square root. That is 5. I get the square root of x squared. I get x. Then I say minus because of this minus. So I've written a. I want to write b. So I come here. I get the square root of 9. I'll get 3. I get the square root of y squared. I get y. I'll rewrite that expression in this other format, but now using a positive sign. So I just come here and say 5x, okay, then plus 3y. So that expression is completely factorized. And the question further goes on and says that find its value when x is 4 and y is 5. So we want to actually get the value of this expression when x is 4 and y is 5. Just substitute those values in that expression. So I'll have 3 into, okay, 5 into, that is x, which is 4, minus 3 into y, that is 5. Then it is this. Then we have again 5 into 4, which is our x, plus 3 into 5, which is our y. Correct. So it will be 3k into, that is 20 minus 15. Okay. And then we have, this is going to be 20 plus 15. So it will turn out to be 3 into 5. Then this last part has 35. Correct. So I'll multiply. So I'll have 3 into, just a minute, 3 into, so 35 times 5. So 35 times 5, that gives us 175. Okay, so it is just 3 times 175 times 3. So the answer becomes 525. So that becomes our final answer. That becomes our final answer. Thank you so much for your time.